to give a shout out to our sponsors of the week. It is Illegal Image Clothing. You could check them out on Instagram, Illegal Image Clothing. And then we got our brother and the one that's putting it down, punching back in LA County and all over Southern California. His name is Attorney Rosenberg. You guys could check him out at Attorney Rosenberg. And then if you guys want to get some training, some fitness, some nutrition, get your mind right, get your body right, get right for summer, tap in with my boy JB Fitness. That's JB_Fitness on Instagram. And we also got the homies at Rap Kings. That's right, Rap Kings_LV. If you guys want to get your walls, businesses wrapped, vehicles, they do it all. So make sure you guys let them know that Mr. Criminal sent you. And last but not least, we got Tradecraft Farms. That's right, the homie Daniel Rodriguez of the UFC pulled up this week and tapped in with a bag of that Tradecraft, and we've been in touch. So I want to give a shout out to all our sponsors. Make sure you guys give them a follow. Make sure you guys show some love and support.
What's cracking? This is Jimbo's Foot. This is Bayalo.
This is Goldie.
What's up, Mr. Criminal? It's your homeboy Steven Lou.
It's your homeboy Ricardo giving a shout
Yo,
out.
what's cracking? It's me, Alvino.
This is Veronica. It's Monica from Atlanta.
Yeah.
Calling in from the San Fernando Valley.
Calling from Montebello. Already on Wicked Boulevard every weekend.
Out from Denver,
And
Colorado.
we back, baby.
From South Central Los Angeles.
Supporting the Crime Family Entertainment.
Crime Family Network
The
Podcast.
Crime Family Network
I
Podcast.
support the new Crime Family Network Podcast.
I support Crime Family Entertainment.
And I'm supporting the Crime Family Network Podcast.
Oh, my bad.
Mr. Criminal live on air, the realest and most active podcast on the West Coast. And today, we have another special guest in the building. And I said, we're gonna highlight the culture. And I said we were gonna bring in nothing but people that were doing good for our people, our raza. And today we got a West Coast legend from Southern California again, and I'm very, very, very proud to highlight this. We got our personal homeboy and crime family member, D-Rod in the motherfucking house. What's cracking?
Hey, what's up? Hey, what up, my boy? I'm fucking Mr. Criminal, dog. Hey, thanks for having me on the show. Fucking pleasure to be here, dog. Always down to fucking represent and support the culture, dog. All day, every day. Let's go, homie.
Let's go, homie, and I appreciate that. It's gonna be a celebration. 2023 Crime Family Entertainment, Mr. Criminal, the most live and active podcast on the West Coast. And we the most talked about too, Critical.
Yes, sir.
I woke up today, the ODM texted me from Lighter Shade of Brown,
Yeah.
and he said, hey, dog, he just said, keep going. So I said, where are we going, dog? He said, nah, for real, though, on that podcast, you're smashing. He said, you got the whole game shook. You got the whole game talking right now. He said, this podcast talking about your podcast, another podcast. And I think it's a beautiful thing because we ain't doing nothing negative. We're out here highlighting the culture, doing good moves. So if they're talking about us, it means it's a good thing, right?
Yes, sir.
And we're going to give a shout out again for the homie D-Rod.
Let's go.
Welcome to the homie
building.
in the motherfucking building.
In the building representing Southern California. Let's go.
Let's go. Southern California's very own D-Rod. And you came in with that LA fitted.
Yep, you already know.
I
Hey,
love that.
Everywhere I go, every time I show up to the UFC events, I'm always all Lakered out. I'm always all Dodged out. They already know me.
You keep it authentic to the culture. I love that.
I got to keep it 100, homie.
Hell yeah. So we're going to get into it. We're going to get into the highlights, the rise, the upbringing, the whole story of D-Rod. But before we get into that, Critical, as we do every single week,
What's up?
let's give them an update with the news. Homie, what's going on in the world today?
Bro. Did you hear about the Cash App owner or the founder?
Man, I heard something about he got booked or some shit, right?
Man, he got stabbed up, man. He passed away.
When did this happen?
Oh, what?
This was a couple days ago.
So what's the
Damn.
story? What was that all
That's
about?
the crazy part. I haven't heard anything besides the fact that they stabbed him. That's the only thing I've heard.
That's a person that was in charge of a lot of money.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah, a lot
Hey,
of
I
money.
wonder why he got booked, though.
Yeah, that don't sound right?
Yeah, no, that don't sound good at all.
Yeah, when you got people getting booked in real life, I remember there was a dude that was drawing and depicting the Muslim prophet Muhammad, and he was getting real big out in the Europe newspapers. And somebody caught that fool slipping and booked the shit out of that fool in broad daylight too. So when people believe in some shit, they don't play. I want to know what someone was motivated on getting his money. There's something behind the scenes going on over there.
Yeah, dog. He probably burned somebody. It takes a lot to go stab somebody, dog, you know?
That's a crime of passion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a crime of passion.
He did something to somebody.
He definitely upset somebody. He might have sent the wrong Cash App to the wrong female. and maybe the husband came through. He might have sent the wrong payment to the wrong company. Either way, man, rest in peace to him. It's a sad thing, but when it comes to these money situations, people start taking over. So critical in a situation like that.
Yes, sir.
When you got a dude that was in charge of such a big financial corporation, what happens? Is that a shift in the culture? Is that a shift in the way that money will be presented, or is just fuck it, another dude in the office, we'll replace him?
No, I think that guy was deep into some stuff, man. He was an executive in some crypto as well.
Damn. Yeah. I better be getting my money back in my crypto then.
So
shit.
he's an executive with Mobile Coin, which is a cryptocurrency.
I see.
Yeah, so there's a lot to it, man.
Yeah. Well, shit. Rest in peace to him, man. What else is cracking? Like we were saying, that new Creed movie came out a few weeks ago.
Hey, did you guys see that? You catch it yet?
Nah, I haven't, dog.
Nah.
What do you think about it?
Shit, it could have used a little more action, in my opinion.
Really?
It was real dramatic, dog. It was like a real solid backstory to it.
Yeah.
You know, Creed had a little backstory, dog. You know, it was cool. It was cool, dog. I think, you know, I don't see it. I don't see them going to another, you know, another remake of or another Creed, because like he's already in the movie. He's already like a promoter and shit.
Yeah.
You know, he's done fighting. He only came back to fight his homie that was locked up to put him work from, and it was like a bunch of drama, dog. You know.
Yeah.
But it was cool. It was a cool little story. You can never hate on the Rocky fucking franchise, dog.
They
you know?
come through.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna keep it real. When you hear it doesn't matter what part of the movie it is. When that fucking Rocky theme music comes on, I be hopping up and shadow boxing in my living room.
Till
my lady
this
be like,
day,
chill out.
Till this day, I bump that shit, dog.
Right,
You know, I'm
right.
fucking once that shit comes on, it's like a universal fucking kind of thing. It don't even matter what you're doing. You ain't even gotta be training. That shit comes on and you're like, fucking, you be making eggs and shit. Dun, 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 dun. You just get into it. You just get into it, dog.
You know what? I'm gonna do that. Hey, the next time I wake up and cook some eggs, on me, I'm gonna be playing the Rocky theme song. I'm gonna record it and I'm gonna tag you on Instagram. We got that coming, homie. That's coming. So come on, let's highlight. Let's go to the beginning. Let's go to the essence. Cause as we sit here, I see a young Latino homie shining, getting his shine on, homie. Bright energy, bright spirit that could come in any room and fucking put hands on people. But you got such a cool ass demeanor. So let's take it all the way back to the beginning, to the essence of where D-Rod was created. How did this all happen?
Shit, homie, it's really just, I'm a product of the culture, dog. You know, when it all comes down to it, you know, born and raised Los Angeles, dog, and majority of my time I never really like stood in one place and shit, dog. We moved around a lot and shit as a kid, and a lot of the places I moved around was the San Gabriel Valley, dog. So I'm always like hold it down for the SGV and shit, you know.
Yeah, hell yeah! Shout out to the SGV in the house.
All day.
Yeah.
And you know, pretty much I'm born and raised Cali. Both my parents, gang backgrounds, you know, gang affiliated and shit, you know, and you know, to keep it real and 100 with everybody, I'm pretty much just a product of fucking of the streets, dog. You know, that I'm one of those real rare fucking people that come across, dog, that fucking not only find a way out of the system, dog, but fucking like go from fucking nothing to something kind of deal and shit, dog. And that's what I really want to represent, dog, and that's what I really want to fucking throw shine on, is to, like, because I know there's a lot of homies out there, dog. You know, there's a lot of people that have been in my situation and shit that you know, shit can't find a way out, dog. And I'm lucky enough to be able to fucking find a way out of fucking, you know, growing up in the hood, dog, and fucking, you know, gang shit and fucking, you know, just the culture, dog. You know, it's all hood shit.
Hell
you know?
yeah.
And I'm like, you know, my background, dog, is pretty much, you know, in and out of jail, dog, from when I was like 15 to like 22, 23 years old, dog. And I didn't even first walk into an MMA gym until I was 25, dog. But in that time, I never really like played sports or no shit like that. Like when I started getting busted, is like, I'm gonna rewind a little bit and go back to I was like, you know, because when I was born, was into Ramona Gardens, and if anybody knows, that's the Hazard Projects, right? So then from there, you know, I was like, I had my grandma who lived in Long Beach and shit, so I was like back and forth between Long Beach and there until fucking my mom got her own pad in the fucking Culver City Projects, right? So I went back from living with my grandma to living in the projects, and my mom had hooked up with my stepdad. But yeah, we had got into some situation where we had to bounce pretty much, and then you know, I had went to Mexico for like 2 years, and when I came back in like the middle of 7th grade, and you know, I didn't know shit, dog. You know, so I started acting out in school, and that's what led to like me getting busted the first time, because I was always did. So I started kicking it more with like homies and shit. Started getting into like shit I shouldn't even be doing and shit. You know, like just the life.
Yeah.
The life, dog. Of fucking, you know, just being out with the homies all night for days and shit, dog. And just fucking, just living that active ass life, dog. And then fucking, and started getting busted and shit. And that's where I started fighting. And then I remember I had got busted for like 6 months. I went to this juvenile hall, like camp, called Camp John Munns. And it was up in the mountains at Castaic. And it was like a military style kind of boot camp, full like with fatigues.
I remember.
And just whole military marching and shit. And that's when I really started to get into it with food, because I used to work in the kitchen. And there was this shit called leg locking, right? That's when like, because I was scrap with foods, but we're like, say like there's a countertop right here, and we wouldn't want to get seen by the COs. So we'll sit down on the floor and we'll start scrapping and shit, fool. So I became a fan of that shit. I started liking doing that shit. So then I used to get out, and I used to be, you know, I was living in some ghetto ass apartments in fucking Rosemead and shit, you know, and you know, I was always fucking just in and out of jail, dog, fucking, you know, for everything you could think of, fool. Stealing cars, selling drugs, fucking fighting, fucking not even supposed to be kicking with the homies like that and shit, you know. They put up on us like, oh, you fools are all, you know, you fools shouldn't be kicking it together. You know, and just constantly in and out, dog. But that's where I kind of developed that tough skin.
Yeah.
You know, that shit, people, normal ass fools that are doing this shit nowadays, they'll never fucking go through. They'll never, you know, have that cold heart kind of feeling, dog. And like, you know how it is when you get locked up a few times and shit, and it's like you've been through a few things and shit, dog, and that shit makes you kind of like, you know, cold-hearted, you know, cut from a different cloth type of
For
shit,
sure,
dog.
100%.
And I feel like there's a lot of these fools that are in the UFC now that grew up doing karate and shit, dog. You know, like fucking grew up, fucking, you know, living like still training and doing all this shit, dog. But this whole time, I was from like the age of like 15 to like 23, dog. I was in jail, homie, scrapping with fools. And I never really wanted to fucking be like a little weak fool, dog. So I was always like working out and shit, fucking on my workout shit, fool, trying to be, you know, just get through, just pass the time and shit, you know.
Yeah.
But if I could take one thing from being locked up all those times and shit, I could say it developed that program, dog. You know, that fucking, you know, that everyday fucking hustle and get your workout in, you know. And nowadays I do that shit like 3 times a day and shit, you know, every day. And cause that's how I was doing it in there, and all I've been doing pretty much is just following the fucking program and shit. But yeah, dog, it wasn't until like 23 where I stopped getting busted and stopped fucking, you know, getting into trouble, and started having kids and started trying to like make a better life and trying to figure out some fucking way where I'm be able to make it like a decent life, dog. So I started to fucking like figuring it out, dog. And I'm not gonna lie, I've had opportunities, dog. Like I've had family like try to like help me and give me a good job, and I'll fuck it up. I'll start getting paid good, and then I'll go get busted and shit, doing stupid shit, you know. And in a way, I'm kind of glad that I'm in the UFC now, that I'm older, than compared to like if I was to get in when I was younger, dog. I probably would have fucked it up somehow, some way, dog.
You weren't ready for it.
Nah, I wasn't. But in a way, like I feel like everything that I ever been through in my life and shit, all that shit, it kind of like led to what it is today. Like, and that's just like me doing all I know how to do, and that's just fucking scrap, dog. You know, I was always, even when I was out, I was always the homie that was walking around with a fucking backpack with boxing gloves, making my homies fight each other, or me trying to scrap with all the smoked out fools in the fucking. I remember I was living in these ghetto ass fucking 1-bedroom apartments in Rosemead, and we had fucking I used to always have boxing gloves, and I always make food scrap, dog. So every Friday I would have this shit called Friday Night Fights, and I'll make all the paisas and all the fools from the hood around there fucking fight and shit,
Get 'em
dog.
up.
And yeah, dog, and like I was always instigating. And for me, it was always fighting, dog. For some reason, I just loved it. It was like second nature to me because, you know, I always like, I don't know, dog. I always felt like I had like little anger issues when I was growing up because I was the oldest of fucking, 7, and fucking my mom wasn't doing good, dog. You know what I mean? She wasn't like, she was barely getting by and shit. She wasn't like fucking, she's hood, fool. She was young. She had a bunch of kids, and she wasn't, it didn't take for her going to prison, which kind of changed everything and shit, dog. She went to prison for like 2-3 years, and then came out and just changed her life, and now she's the woman who she is now and shit. So that's why I'm like super proud of her and shit, dog. And she's proud of me because, we grew up in a certain fucking lifestyle in a way that we were not supposed to make it out of that shit, dog. So like me, I was like, even in my family, my mom's kids, like we're like the kind of like outcast, kind of like black sheep, because my mom was like, all hood and crazy and like the party, whatever. And we just lived a hard life because of that, but it kind of made me grow up quick,
What I hear when you're speaking about your life and coming up, it sounds like you were fighting for survival since you were young, obviously. So the fighter spirit has been in you since you were born. You were born into this being a fighter, the heart of it, the survival, the whole thing. As you spoke on other UFC fighters training and going and growing up in a different type of more comfortable environment, I think that breeds more intensity. It breeds more someone that just wants it more than the average man, because I know that's the way everything that you're speaking of. I feel like you're speaking on my life. Everything, we moved around a lot, ghetto apartments, mom trying to survive, everything except for I was the youngest, and we were all just trying to survive the same thing, right? So in and out of juvenile hall, scrapping all the time, anger issues. So it trips me out to see that there's two people right here in the room that pretty much had the same struggles, and you chose a path of fighting, and you were blessed to be able to put your aggression towards the ring. And I was able to put my aggression towards music and the hustle and all that, right? But there's a lot of kids out there that they can't figure out their way, right? I knew when I was like 12, 13 years old, and when I started rapping, same shit, juvenile hall, East Lake Juvenile Hall, isolation. I used to be busting, just I'd be scrapping so much that they throw me in isolation 24 hours, 23 hours of the day, right? So we both were birthed in the halls. We were both fucking scrapping early, right? So what do you give a suggestion or advice to the kid that don't know where they're at yet? They don't know. They're right there scrapping right now. They're repping their hood. They went through what D-Rob, what the Young Crimes went through, but they don't know what's their future. What would you tell them?
You know what, homie? I'm really happy that you asked that question, dog, because it's been something I've been trying to work on for a long time. And you know how you saying, like, you've been up in there,
hell yeah,
and you found a way out, dog, and now you're successful and shit. Like me, I was in there fucking through in and out of every fucking unit, dog, you could think of, even the new ones and shit.
Hell yeah.
Right? So, like, what I've been wanting to do, dog, it's been like a thing that I've even mentioned it to the UFC. I want to fucking go to fucking East Lake, and I want to, like, like, I think about sometimes, like, when I was in there, I think about how, like, even just going to fucking, like, the church fucking thing, or, like, having someone come and say what's up to us and shit, like, or talk to us, because, cause we're locked down, dog, Like, I think if I was to go over there and somehow, some way get into contacts with the right people, and like go out and have like do a little speech, dog, and talk to these little fools like, hey, like, what's up? I was in here, like, I fucking found a way out. I know you fools are in here fucking scrap. I don't want to like motivate fighting, you know what I mean? Them fighting and shit in there, but I want to fucking motivate them in a way that they could see that yeah, like, there's a way out of this shit, dog,
Yeah.
Like, and I've been in this position. I know how you feel. You guys might have, like, and tell them my story, dog,
Hell yeah.
So they could relate to me, and they could have, like, someone positive to see that has been through the shit that they're going through, and then now that they see like me now, and like, oh shit, this shit's badass. Fighting's dope, dog. You know, who doesn't like fucking
Straight up.
Who doesn't like that shit, dog?
With
And
skills.
and for me to come out of fucking nowhere, just being an institutionalized fool, I feel like everybody in that fucking world can like, I feel like I would impact a gang of fools once they hear my story, that I was in and out of jail and I was fucking in there with them, dog. But I feel like if somehow, some way, figure out a way or go through some kind of program or whatever where I can go and spit games to these fools and let them know that there's a way out of this shit, to be patient. I've actually been like in talks with certain people about starting like like an inner city, you know, type shit, you know, where we could have a program for like, you know, just have something set up for fools to like do something other than just gangbang and shit, you know?
I love it. And it's funny as fuck that you say that too, because I'm going to say this shit as long as it's real. You're saying exactly something I've been wanting to do for years. My wife's right here, and she's nodding her head. Look at her. She knows. I've been telling her I've been wanting to go to the juvenile halls and speak for years. So this is what we're going to do. Powerful people like us together can make shit happen. And then when we have platforms like this, I know there's someone out there right now that's hearing this as we speak that has a connection in one of these halls. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to highlight my homeboy from my neighborhood. One of my most active homies from my hood. His name's Travieso from back in the days from Silver Lake. Everybody knows him. He was a gunner. He was out of control with it. When I run into homies from other hoods, they always give it up. Like, hey, your boy's with the business type of that homie, right? Well, he's changed his life, and he doesn't even like to be called Travieso. So I apologize to my homie Abraham. That's my carnal. He has changed his life. He's doing amazing. He just started his own business, trucking business and all that too. But he's also giving back, and he's been on this mission for like 5-6 years to change his life and give back to the community and help the kids. So he actually has a program that's been recognized by the state of California, and he's got like some type of certification. He even gets like funding and all this type of shit. And the last time I spoke to him when we were in Marina Del Rey for my birthday, he was saying that was one of his next missions, that he was gonna try to get in the juvenile halls. So I'm gonna contact him, and I'm pretty sure with a name like yours, with a name like mine, with this positive movement that we're creating, I'm pretty sure we're in them doors, dog.
Yeah, 100%, dog. I feel like it's something. I feel like it's time for me to give back, dog. You know what I mean? Like I'm not even to where I want to be yet, and I already want to give back, dog. You know what I mean? I'm still on the grind. I'm still on the hustle myself, dog, and I'm not even to where I want to be yet, which is the ultimate goal, dog. You never know. I might be a fucking UFC champion, dog. You know, I'm like 2, 3, 4 fights away from like fucking making it, dog.
Yeah.
Doing it big and really representing the city of California and I mean the city of LA, dog.
Yeah.
At its like, you know, because there's only a handful of us, you know.
Straight up.
It's only a handful of us, dog, doing it, really doing it, you know, to like you know, and especially in our culture, dog, the Latinos, it's not a lot, dog, and especially in the UFC. It's only what, me and Ortega right now.
That's it. Shout out
You
Brian
know?
Ortega. We just had him last week. And, you know, it's funny that you say that. And I sit here and I smile and I hear you with your ambition and your intensity and your humble heart. But the heart of a lion, I could just see it, homie, right? But I sit here and I smile and I say this humbly because I'm going to correct you, homie. You're not probably or might. We are sitting in the room in the presence of a champion, homie. You're already a champion in life, everything you made it from, right? But God has a destiny for you. And I'm going to say this, what you say, this says in the Bible, what you confess from the lips come to be. And they say that in life, a law of attraction, all this type of shit. So we're going to claim right here in front of the whole world. We're going to, every single thousands of people, 325,000 people subscribing. Yeah, we got D-Roz the next motherfucking champion of the UFC, homie. That's how we're going to do that. And we're going to give a motherfucking... Yeah, that's how we do that. We putting that in the universe. But yeah, we're gonna do that, and then we'll expose these children and these kids. I should say the troubled youth, like the camps we've been to and all the halls that we've been to, and we'll show them that there is a way. And it doesn't matter if you're a D-Rod and you've been through the worst and they told you couldn't make it. It doesn't matter if you got a name like Mr. Criminal and they told you never make it on movies or radio or even sit in a seat like this like we're doing. So we have a lot of obstacles that we could show that these kids that they could go over with hard work and with your heart in the right place.
Hell yeah, dog. Just really like it's like you said, dog. You know, we found a way out, dog, because that's like, I feel like I found this shit. It was like I had been trying to dog. I was really trying, dog. I was trying to find some way to fucking have like a successful life, dog. I knew I was special at something.
Yeah.
I just, you know, I feel like everybody is, dog.
Everybody.
I feel like just not everybody's willing to go and experiment and test and see what it is that they really, really, truly good at. Cause everybody's for something. We all doing it, dog. You know what I mean? Like it's all up to you. It's all up to you, dog. And it's got to be within you. Right now, I got this little homie, dog. And I feel like this is like a something I want to touch base on, right? So when I met this fool, he was 15. He's 23 now. But now I haven't seen him for like 4 or 5 years, at least. And when I met him, he was 15. I met him at the Yard Muay Thai, and he's like a little hood fool, dog. You could tell. But this little fool was fucking good, dog. 15, 16. I've known him a couple years, and you know, in the gym, dog, it's like family, dog. You know, so when this little fool used to come into the gym, all head down and shit, all bad energy, dog, I would always come up to like, what's up, fool? You good? Like, you know, like, cause that's my family, dog. You know, so I'm gonna check on him. And he'd be like, oh man, what this baby mama shit, you know, this and that, dog. And at the time I was going through it too, dog. I got 3 baby mamas, you know, but at the time I had 2.
Yeah.
I was like, fool, I'm fucking going through it myself, dog. But I'll tell you one thing, dog. This life is gonna hit you, dog. Life's gonna hit you. It's gonna pull you from every fucking limb, dog, you could think of. For life's gonna pull you, dog, but you know, and it's gonna get you down like the shit you're going through. I'm going through it too, dog. I'll tell you one thing. When I walk through that door, when I leave the gym, I leave all my problems right there, dog. And I come in here and I handle my business. You know why? Because no matter how lost I get in life, I always find who I am and what I am in the gym, dog. You know what I mean? So I used to always tell this fool, like, don't let that shit distract you. Don't ever let nothing like take you away from this shit, dog. Because this is what makes you you, right? You've been doing this shit all your life, like you said, because he had his pops and shit. You know, his pops put him in the game, and then, but I could see like he was like going through life situations and being derailed and shit. You know, and then I moved to Vegas and shit. You know, I fucking left the gym, and then he stopped going. But I would always like try to influence this fool and try to be like, hey fool, what's up? What's up to the gym? Let's go get this work. And just recently, you know, I was going through my own shit, you know, and I had finally kind of lost touch of like shit I used to preach to this fool and shit, and start bringing my problems into the gym. And this fool hits me up one day, and he's like, what's up, fool? Like, I want to start training again. I haven't been doing this shit for years. Like, you know, I had kids fucking since COVID. They closed the gym, and then I just started fucking up, this and that. And, you know, and I was like, I'm already established, dog. You know, I'm already doing my thing. And I'm like, you know what? That shit really hit me, dog, because this was the fool that I was always telling, like, hey, don't fucking let nothing fucking steer you sideways. Don't ever let nothing, you know, stop you from doing what you was doing, dog. And I was fucking not remembering that shit, dog. So like him hitting me up kind of made me like, oh shit, brought me back to like, you know, the way, like, brought me back to me, dog, you know, because I was like going through some bullshit, dog, you know. And so now I'm like, what's up? I'm picking this fool up every time I come to LA and shit, because I live in Palmdale now, but like I come out and train, I'm getting ready for a fight. And so now I'm like, I'm starting my own team. This fool's like my main little road dog and shit, you know, and I'm like putting this fool on, dog. I'm like trying to like really make this fool see. I wouldn't go out of my way for nobody, dog, but I see the talent this fool has, dog, you know, and I just want to fucking like be there for this fool, dog. He's a little homie, dog. He's not family, he's nothing, but there's just like, I got just genuine love for this fool, and I just want this fool to fucking be successful, and I know he can do this shit, dog, and I know with the right fucking like mindset, and just being with me, dog, and I'm gonna help you along the way, dog. Just fucking, you know, stick true to it and fucking just believe in it, fool. That's all I can tell you.
That's a powerful thing, homie. Imagine having someone like that in your corner, in your position when you were coming up. That's very powerful, homie.
Yeah, dog, and that's just like a way of me giving back in some way, dog, you know, because I had coaches that believed in me, that were calling me, hitting me up, you know. And I feel like this fool got potential, dog. He's got potential to do big things, and he just needs the confidence, dog. He needs to find it. He needs to believe in himself, dog, and not let, you know, a little bullshit drag him down and shit like that. Yeah. You know, but I could tell him, dog, look at me. I'm the example, homie.
Oh yeah.
Like shit, look at me. I got all the problems you got times 3.
Straight up. with eyes on you,
You know?
and expectations, and now you got the culture basically supporting you, and you got a position now where you got a bunch of people that went through what we went through, and they're watching you, and you got people that haven't went through what we went through and are from completely different walks of life that still support you, fans. How does that feel, like being doubted as a youngster? Like, was there a moment where you're like, fuck yeah, like this was the moment I made it? Like, explain the moment where you felt your life truly changed, where you felt like you could really look back and be like, okay, I'm not who I used to be. I have an opportunity to go full force now.
I think when the shit really hit me, dog, when I was like, oh shit, this is real, dog. Is like I was with my kids just to make me realize this shit. Like, cause at first when I like after my first fight, I was like, oh shit, that shit didn't even hit me till like a fucking week. Like, oh shit, like you actually made it to the big show, dog. You did success. But I was with all my kids, dog. I was with all my kids. I have fucking 5 kids. And fucking, I was with all my kids, and then people were recognizing me, telling me like, "Oh shit, what's up? Can I get your fucking picture, autograph? What's up?" And like the look on their face was like, "Oh shit, like, oh shit, this shit is cool as fuck." Cause they were like amazed, dog. They're like fucking like proud and fucking happy and like, hell yes, my dad. Like, so that was when I was like, "Oh fuck, all right, like this shit is real, dog. Like this shit is like." It's a bigger purpose now, dog. It's bigger than me, you know. So that's why, like I always try to like I had always tried to find a way, dog, to like just, you know, find motivation. And then that day it was like, bam, my kids right there, dog. It's like them looking up to me and proud and fucking happy and fucking like excited that I might be on the fucking video game and all this and that, dog. And just like, damn, it's crazy. But really, it's every time I fucking fight, dog. Every time I fight, I'd be like, damn, this shit real, dog. I'm fighting at the highest level in the world. I mean, and I'm just, you know, I be backstage, you know, pacing back and forth, ready to hop up in there, dog. And I'm thinking of everything I ever fucking been through in life. And I'm thinking of like what it took to get here, dog, and all the sacrifices and all the fucking time spent and all the fucking time spent away from my kids and the relationships I fucking sacrificed and the fucking how my days of fucking my wake up in the morning and the first thing I'm like, fuck, you know, like my body fucking hurts and shit, you know, and I'm back there and I'm like, dog, you got one shot, dog, you know, you got one shot at it, you know. And me, I'm like at an age right now where like I didn't start young, dog, you know, like I didn't start young. I walked in the gym when I was 25 years old. I trained for 2 years. I had my first amateur fight at 27.
Wow.
I had my first pro fight at 29, and then I got signed to the UFC at 33, dog. You know, so I've been on go.
Beat all odds too.
Go mode, yeah, dog. And nah, but don't get me wrong. I mean, in that time, I've been through it all. I went through ups and downs like a fucking roller coaster, dog. It's like, you know, I was broke, homie. I remember being, when I walked into my first UFC fight, I had $0 in my bank account, bro.
Damn.
My coach was helping me get by at the time and shit, you know, and I was going through it with my fucking baby mom and shit, fool. And he really cared about me. And at the time, he was coaching the homie Cowboy, and he like sensed it in me, dog. He's like, I gotta get this fool out of Cali. So he had me fly out to fucking Albuquerque, New Mexico, and then I became boys with Cowboy in 2019. And in 2019, I had spent like 6 months out there, just fucking at his ranch, grinding, dog. Just happy to be there. For I was like, how in the fuck did I fucking end up here, dog? At Cowboy Cerrone's fucking
that's huge,
legendary BMF ranch, and I just fucking soaked it all in, dog. And then they gave me a fight for the Contender Series, and then they didn't fucking sign me, dog. I won the fight, but they made me fight this 6'4" or like 6'6" big ass fool who was just like running away the whole time. And in the Contender Series, they're looking for you to wow them, to amaze them and shit, you know? Like they're looking for the next star, dog. You know,
Some TV shit.
Yeah, out of all those whole 5 fights, I was the only one that didn't get signed, but I'm the one doing the best out that crew, though. You know,
Wow,
that's crazy.
that's super crazy.
Yeah,
That's whack. You know, I think, and I'm not gonna accuse nobody or nothing, but isn't it funny how us as brown skinned homies, we have a little bit of a higher ladder to climb, right? It's not a secret.
yeah, we do, dog. It's always been a ladder for me. Like,
Yeah.
Cause me, I've just been trying to climb up rankings my whole life, dog. Like I'm just like trying to get up there, and it's fucking crazy to me, dog, when I think about it, because that's all I ever cared about for a long time is the rankings.
Yeah.
The rankings. For when I first started, I worked my way up as an amateur to number 1 in Cali, to number 1 in the state. No, I never made it to number 1 in the state. I never made it to number 2 in the state.
Wow.
I mean, in the country. I was number 1 in the state, number 2 in the country. And then I had no choice but to go pro, because I was like, all right, now I have the perfect platform in order for negotiations. But MMA, dog, they don't give a fuck, dog. You know, you gotta start at the bottom. I was
It's a reset.
Yeah. So I was at the top of the amateur game, went back to the bottom, and you know, just climbing up the ladder, dog. Now I'm in the fucking top 20 in the UFC. You know, a couple fights ago, I was in the top 15, ranked in the world, dog. And I'm just, you know, I think about that shit all the time, because I'm just a fucking fool from LA. Like, it's just like, who came up, I had decided I'm gonna start fighting and shit. Like, luckily, I had already been in like fucking hundreds of fights, dog, you know? And I just became like, you know, kind of heartless in there, dog. Like, it's second nature to me, dog. I've been through worse. That's when people ask me and they see me all comfortable and calm in there, like it's nothing. Like, I just be scrapping, fool. Like, I'm not all panicked. I have no emotion in there, dog, because it's just doing what I do. And honestly, dog, that's a controlled environment for me. Like, I know if this beats me fair and square, dog, hey, homie, props. That's right. That's cool. But I've been through worse situations, dog. You ever been in a fight with your cellmate?
Wow.
That's some real shit.
It's gladiator shit.
Yeah, I mean, you ever been in a fight with your fucking cellmate?
Nobody's coming.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
you know what I
ain't
mean?
nobody coming.
You have fools run up in your cell, or you fucking, you know, you don't know what's gonna happen, dog.
Straight
You
up.
know, I'm. If people ask me what's my main skill set, that's just surviving. You know what I mean?
Straight up.
You know, I'm a survivor. You know, I'll figure it out.
Hell yeah. That's amazing, dog. And at the end of the day, you're right, Holmes. Like, from going from county jail fights to fighting cellmates to fucking being in there, that's like a walk in the park. I could only imagine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, with lights on you and now crowds, instead of you worrying about your life and shit, who maybe catching a charge because you just killed a motherfucker in your cell and you're trying to go home.
Yeah, dog. And when I fight, when I have fights, I tell people like this sometimes. It reminds me of like fighting at a party.
Yeah.
You know, they form a circle, there's lights going, music bumping, girls screaming, right?
Yeah. That shit's crazy, dog. That's crazy.
It's like fighting at a party, dog, you know?
Hell yeah. So I would like to ask, what's your least favorite parts of training and what's your most favorite parts of training?
I think my least favorite parts of training would have to be fucking wrestling, dog. As far as we're talking about training shit goes, yeah, that's the most grueling shit, dog. But that's the one I do the most when I'm getting ready for fucking fights, because I know these fools are trying to take me down.
Trying to take you down, right?
You know, because I love striking, fool. That's my shit. That's my shit, dog. So, you know, I got that on lock. So when it comes down to like me getting a fight, everybody's like, a lot of my training shit is like everybody trying to take me down, trying to fucking, you know, that's like my least favorite part. But honestly, I could say the most favorite shit for me is running like in a sick ass scenic fucking kind of scenario shit. Like, I'm the type of person, dog, I'll go drive far as fuck for a dope ass run, dog. Just, you know, throw on some headphones, listen to some fly ass music, smoke some bud, and just go on a fucking dope ass run.
That's dope.
You know,
Just get your mind right.
yeah, dog. And honestly, a lot of my life fucking decision making skills are fucking, you know, happen while I'm running and shit. Cause that's why I really fucking get my mind tune in and take the time to like, you know, make a yes or no decision.
Self-reflection.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's important. I was just talking to my team about that earlier, and my people were giving me props and saying how they noticed a change in me with like the way I do my business and just like, you know, we all motivate each other as a team, right? And I was telling them I attribute that to the last few months I've been heavy in the gym when it comes to, well, like the last month I ain't been in the gym at all, eating right, nothing. But before that, like when I was really on my shit, like focused, like I don't listen to music. Everybody's walking around with headphones, distracted. I pray. I focus. I think heavy. I'm constantly self-reflecting on things I could do better, how I could treat people better, what I could strengthen in my business. And I guess like that's something we relate. Like when we're working out, when we're in those intense moments, the same thing, homie. I make my life decisions. What am I gonna do? Who am I gonna hit? You know, I just literally hit a dude up the other day and was like, "No, I'm not gonna move forward with this business move." And that was based on a decision when I was meditating, right? So those moments are very important. Our lives get really chaotic. We, like you said, you got 5 kids. Am I right? 5 kids?
Yeah.
5 kids, 3 babies, moms, UFC fight coming soon, all this stuff, right? So we definitely have a lot of noise. So it's really important for people like us, just anybody in the world, to be able to reset. But for me, it's hard. I know it's probably not as easy for you. You have a job where you have to train, so you have to force yourself to get into that, right?
Yeah.
But does it ever become a point in your life where it's just too much noise and you're just like, fuck, I wish even running, I can't get away from this shit? And then the only time you feel is the fighting?
Damn, my boy, it's funny you say that because one of the fucking things that always gets me is when I'm trying to do that, I'm trying to run, and someone's blowing up my phone.
I
I'm
feel that.
I'm like, fuck, I'm trying to get it right here.
Yeah.
Like, stop blowing me up. I gotta do not disturb and shit, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, homie, I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot of distractions on top of like my physical requirements, you know, because I'm like, my hustle is my body, dog.
Hell yeah.
You know, what I put into this shit is what I get out of it, you know, and that's what I truly believe that. Everything what I put into this shit, dog, that's the result of you know, this shit, dog. You know, this shit ain't easy, dog. I'm fighting the best fucking fighters in the world from every country, you know, and I'm out here representing LA, dog. And yeah, this shit's crazy. I'm still new to this, dog. You know, I've only been in the UFC about like 3 years.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm only getting bigger, fighting tougher opponents. You know, and it's a lot, dog. You know, I need like, it shouldn't be all chaotic for me, dog. Like me, I need peace.
For sure.
It has to be like that. I don't wanna, like, I live on my own, dog. You know, like I got 3 baby moms and shit, but I can't live in chaos, dog. You know what I mean? Like, I fucking you know, it's gotta be that way, dog. Cause I can't be fighting all day and come home and fight.
Stressing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, nah.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
So I just want to kick it, dog. You know, and fucking. And yeah, dog, it's a lot to it, dog. You gotta eat right, you gotta sleep right, you gotta fucking train, you gotta fucking have the right balance. You know what I mean? You gotta have the right balance in order for this shit to all work out, dog. Sometimes shit gets too overwhelming, especially when we're dealing with 3 baby moms, especially dealing with, like, you know, my own shit. You know, like fucking, you know, just like traveling a lot and shit, having to put in work between back and forth in Vegas and spending time with my kids and fucking, and, you know, maintaining all my shit, dog. You know, I felt like I needed a fucking assistant and
For
shit,
sure.
dog. You know what I mean? Like, just to stay on top of shit, it's a lot, dog. For me, I'm like trying to like deal with all like home shit and then fucking my shit at training. Honestly, I'm on the road all fucking day. I leave my house like at fucking 7, 8. Don't come back till like fucking 10 o'clock, dog. You know,
Damn.
'cause I live all far, dog. But when I'm always like here, there, every single day, and I feel like, damn, like a lot of people don't even realize all the fucking work that goes into this shit. You know, like I sacrificed me being gone all fucking day, and it's rare that I have a fucking rest day. Because I don't have no hobbies, dog. I don't know what to do with myself.
Yeah.
Everything that I do and have been doing for years is all fucking related to this fight shit, you know? So every once in a while, I'll go to a bar and drink and party and have fun and shit, kick it. But shit, like, the main focus for me, dog, is just fucking trying to eat healthy. So I'm getting older, dog. You know,
Yeah.
so like shit hurts different. I'm getting older and shit. You
Takes
know,
a little longer to heal.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah.
And I'm 36 now. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
this ain't gonna last too much longer. So, you know, I be trying to explain to people that like, hey, like I only have like a certain fucking time frame that I gotta deal that I could do this shit, dog. You know, because I'm gonna keep it real, dog. You can't beat Father Time, homie.
Nah, hell no.
You can't, you know. So I'm not blessed with the time frame I got, you know. So I gotta get it while I got it, you know, until fucking I can't perform anymore, dog. You know, I'm not gonna ever try to like fucking get a check off of getting laid out, dog. Nah, it ain't gonna be like that. I'm actually in the process of fucking building my own team.
That's
And
dope.
yeah, it's funny, dog. It's funny because right now it's like me and a little homie. He's all like tatted, all fucking thugged out. And we got like 2 other homies that train from another spot that are all fucking
G'd up too?
homies. Yeah, homies. So I'm like, hey, homie, you see the vision here?
Yeah.
You see the vision where I'm trying to get at? And I'm trying to, you know, get it popping like that, and really trying to like make a fucking solid ass MMA team of fucking homies and shit, you know?
That's hard.
And you know, we just help each other, dog, you know, and because there's this new gym in downtown LA, it just opened up. It's called Forge Fitness. And my homeboy Andy, who was my strength and conditioning coach back at the UFC gym in Rosemead, him and the homie Mark, all gas no brakes, are you know, had setting up shop in downtown LA and got a badass fucking gym, dog. They're just laying like, it's, you know, strength condition. It's my strength and conditioning spot, but they're laying down fucking mats and shit for like jujitsu, and I'm gonna take over those mats. Those are my mats, dog.
Hell
You
yeah.
know, so I'm trying to build a team right there in downtown LA and shit. So anybody interested, and everybody hearing this shit right now, and even dudes that don't got experience want to come in and try to fucking make an attempt to change their life, dog, my doors are open to you. Feel free to come through and say what's up, dog, and try it out, dog, and see if you like it or not.
That's sick. That's a beautiful thing. You guys better take that opportunity, because I'll say there's a lot of people out there that, you know, where we come from, they could get them up. And then with the right training, with the right focus, with the right skill set, you never know. They could be the next person that changes their lives with fighting as well. You know, you mentioned something about, you know, getting older and father time and all that type of stuff. And that's everything. That's something that every single person faces, right? And in this type of day and age, things are getting younger and younger and younger. You got younger rappers, you got younger producers, younger everything, right? But I would never knock nobody. I think it's amazing, because when I came in the game and I was on Universal High Power, I was like 19 years old. But one thing I know about myself back then compared to now is I wasted a lot of time. I put in a lot of work, but I wasn't focused. Your mind's not necessarily ready for the blessings you have today that you might have been able to receive 5 years ago. So what I see with your story is that you've been on the right perfect timing with everything, right? So would you say in these, now that you say that you got, so to say, you're back against the wall, as you're saying the gap is closing, would you say it's creating more of a hunger in you? Would you say you're more intense with your focus? Would you say you're now more than ever? Because me, that's why I relate to you. I'm saying I'm going harder than ever. I'm definitely not on my way out, just like you're not on your way out. But as we get older, we invest our time more wisely. So would you say I'm definitely going harder? I'm going harder than ever. Is that where you're at?
Hell yeah, dog. For me, it's always been that way.
Yeah.
Since I got signed, because I was up against the fact that the UFC ain't trying to sign no fucking 33, 34-year-old and invest into this fighter who hasn't got much years left in them. You know what I mean? They want the young guns.
Yeah.
You know, they want the young talent. You know, someone that they can really fucking, as a company, looking into like invest in their product, dog. You know.
Yeah.
And I don't got that blessing, dog. You know what I mean? I'm fucking on that good note though. I'm in my prime, dog. I'm a fucking grown ass man, 36 years old. I got the man strength. You know, I'm going against these kids before I'm fighting. He's 25 years old, 11 years younger than me, undefeated, 11-0. You know, I gotta show this fool what's up. I gotta put him up on game. He's trying to call me out on social media, say he's gonna knock me out. or don't shoot for no fucking takedown, homie. Bet he goes for a takedown.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna have to put it on him, dog, and that's gonna be the fucking thing. Like, hey, homie, the only reason I took this fight, you say you're gonna mop me up on the feet. Don't go for no takedown. We're gonna keep it on the feet. So this fight has opportunity to be fight of the night due to his style and my style, and the fact that this fight's only happened because he says he's gonna mop me up. Like, you know, I never really like get like really like into like all the hype of like someone talking shit to me, dog. I did that one time. I have 2 pro boxing fights, and one of them is a loss because this fool was talking shit, dog, and I went in there all hot.
You got in your head.
Yeah, he got in my head.
Psychological
and
shit.
I learned a lesson, dog. And I feel like I always learn lessons in every single fight, whether it's win or lose and shit, you know. But for a long time, majority of the fights that I really like, truly learned something is like through wins and shit, you know.
Yeah.
And like my last fight, I lost, which I consider like my first true loss because I was fighting with pride, dog. I was on top of this fool, and I felt like I was about to knock this fool out, you know, because I had already dropped him. Well, kind of dropped him. I hurt him, and I was on top of him, and I let him back up, dog. I shouldn't have let him back up, but I let him back up because I want to beat him the way I want to beat him.
Yeah.
You know, and I fought with pride, dog. I fought with fucking. That was a mistake. You know, I made a big mistake right there, and it cost me fucking a loss. I should have just been smart and won the fucking fight instead of being like, oh, I'm winning. I'm gonna fucking just beat him how I want to beat him. I gotta take advantage of every opportunity in the game, because as soon as we got up, I let him up. He shot for a takedown, took me down, and choked me out, dog. You know.
Wow.
So I was like, fuck, that was my bad. You know, that I lost my last fight because of a mistake of me fighting with pride, and that's a lesson that I had to learn through a loss. You know.
Wow.
So I'll never do that shit again, dog. Next time I'm in a fucking, I just win rounds, win the fight. You know,
yeah.
instead of like trying to like make a statement, you know, when I don't even have to, dog. The win is good enough.
Yeah.
You know, so fuck, that was a mistake. I won't make that shit again, dog.
Fuck
It's
yeah.
like live and learn situations all day.
You have to. If you're not learning from your wins or especially your losses, then it's not for you to learn those lessons. A lot of people in life, they have lessons right in front of their face, and a lot of people say a wise man learns off another man's mistakes. So would you say that there was like training off of, not training, but like maybe you watched people on tape, maybe growing up watching MMA, maybe homies in the hood. Was there anybody that you took game from at all growing up?
Shit, growing up is crazy because, you know, I had always been a true fan of the fight game.
Yeah.
Of like boxing. But when I grew up, it was boxing. A lot of like my family functions were all like boxing and shit, you know, like the fucking fights. When I was a young kid, I remember always being on my uncle pad, the fucking Oscar De La Hoya, fucking Julio Cesar Chavez, Mike Tyson.
Those were the best parties in the homies' pads.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah.
Even all the way up to the fucking all the Mayweather fights, the Pacquiao fights.
Yeah.
All that shit, dog. And that's how that like growing up, that was like my shit, dog. I would even go and buy the Ring magazine when I was a little kid and shit. I had always been a fan of fighting, but like a lot of people were just fans, dog, you know? Like, we weren't gonna go out there and fucking do it, dog, because it takes a lot to actually go into the fucking gym, you know, and then lace up gloves and go test yourself, dog. Not everybody wants to get hit in the face, dog,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
That's the hard part.
Yeah, that's the hard part, dog. And I had always been a fan, dog. So like growing up, some of like the biggest influences for me were fucking like all the boxing stars.
That's
know?
dope.
Yeah, so that's why like nowadays like my base, my shit is like scrapping, dog.
Yeah,
Like that's my style. Like I'm not like a grappling jiu-jitsu fool. Like, yeah, I know that shit. I only know it because I have to do it. But when it comes down to it, I'm not going for takedowns, dog.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get out there and scrap, dog, and it's not even like to please the fans, but the fans are pleased. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm like my style is fan friendly.
Fuck
You know,
yeah.
and that's how I'm gonna stay, dog. I'm
Hell
always
yeah.
be known as that fighter. I'm gonna keep it true to myself and not switch it up at all, dog.
Hell yeah, you come out there just throwing them Southern Cali blows, you know? We see
You
that
already
shit.
know.
That's amazing, homie. But something that you highlighted before was the fact that you have to focus on your body. Your body is your business, basically, right? Something that the homie T City said the other day, you know, after he said that he was broke as fuck, he didn't have enough money to buy a pair of Jordans. And after one of his first MMA fights or UFC fights, televised, and how everybody thought he was balling, had money, right? And it's like, it's not like that. The grind, like me, I put out my first CD. I went back to the hood. Everyone's like, look at Millionaire pulling up. Like, nah, it don't work like that. Like, have you ever had those pressures coming from our background? Like, damn, like, motherfucker, let me focus. Like, let me be a fighter. Like, motherfuckers want something from you. People want everything from D-Rod. Like, he's smiling already. I see it. Yeah, that's the struggle we all go through.
People think I had it made even before I was in the UFC. When I was doing these Combate Americas fights, people thought I was balling, dog, because I was on TV, fucking scrapping and fucking on Telemundo and all this shit. And nah, dog, it's not like that, fool. Especially in the fucking MMA fight game, dog. I remember my first fight in MMA as a pro. I was making more as an amateur, dog, with sponsorships and shit. That's just because my aunt and my uncle and the homie would sponsor me and shit, shoot me a couple $100. Dog. I remember my first fight fucking was for like $800. Cause I won. If I lost, it would have been 400.
Wow.
Yeah, dog, and fucking, it costs more to go fight than fucking
to travel, get it ready. Yeah.
All that shit.
The training, the preparation.
Yeah, for a long time, like I would make like $1,000, $1,500, fucking 2,000, the most. Yeah. The most for like till I was like 8-0 and shit like that.
Oh yeah.
But even when I first got signed to the UFC, my first fight was like 20K.
Damn.
Oh no, I'm lying, dog. My first fight in the UFC was on 2 weeks' notice, and fucking it was for 10 and 10. That's the base pay.
Okay.
That's the start. That's the minimum. 10 and 10. Right. So the way with MMA compared to boxing works is like in MMA, like you get a show up bonus, and if you win, they double you up, right? So in boxing, it's like one. That's that
guaranteed purse.
Yeah, that's it. Win or lose. And fucking So my first fight was 10 and 10, but then I won the performance of the night because I fucked this fool up and I got an extra 50K. So my first fight in the UFC, I went in there broke, won 70K.
Damn, just like the homie.
Yeah, I was like,
that's
damn.
hard. That's hard.
With the bonus,
man.
Dog. Yeah. So that was like life changing. Keep in mind, I had $0, dog.
Wow.
$0. I remember like the night before, my coaches took me out to watch a movie. I couldn't even afford popcorn, dog.
Fuck, homie.
Yeah.
Now that's the struggle to victory. I love that. And for you to say it with a smile is a beautiful thing because, you know, like I know, that could have been the moment that you said, fuck this shit. I'm broke. I don't want to fight no more. This shit's hard. People don't believe in me. Some people do. So the people that do believe in me want something out of me. Like, we all have those moments and those conversations with ourselves, right? And I think that it's a dope thing that you stuck through. You went through it all. You had your motivations. You had your love in your heart and your passion for this fighting shit, and you seen it through. And now look at you. You got the best case scenario. You were on TV. You were able to get the purse, the bonus, the fight of the night, all that type of stuff. How does it feel to be able to crush the doubters and defeat the people that said, young Daniel Rodriguez, you ain't gonna be nothing. You're gonna be that kid in jail. You ain't gonna do shit. Look at you fucking up. You're putting tats on your face. You're putting tats on your neck. I remember hearing all the same shit. Homie, you fucking up your life. Homie, you with the wrong crowd type shit. Well, what will you say to those people? Those people that doubted you.
Man, you know what's crazy, dog? Is some of my like main doubters, you know, are some of my main motivators, dog. You know, I remember, I don't even want to put her on blast, dog, but I have to, dog, because it's something that fueled me, dog. You know, like my second baby mom at the time, dog. You know, we were going through it real bad, dog. You know, like, cause I got multiple baby moms, dog. You know, so it's always drama with that shit.
Yeah.
And it's distracting, dog. You know, especially when you're really trying to try. When you're really trying and you really put your heart into it, and you're really trying to make the relationship work, and it's not working. You know, a lot of times I use that like, you know, I'm lucky, dog. I found the fucking outlet, dog, for all the fucking, you know, where I could put all that stress and all that fucking, you know, like that energy, whether it was positive or negative or whatever, dog. You know, I always just put that shit into the gym, dog. But I remember, like, going into that fight, dog, was like, damn, like you know, because I was barely getting by, dog.
Yeah.
I was barely getting by working part time as a fucking in construction, doing refrigeration and shit. Barely paying my side of the fucking rent and shit.
Yeah.
But I used to hear it. nonstop.
Should give me that
dog.
pressure.
Yeah, I used to hear it nonstop, dog, and I understand, you know, I understand that shit, but like I always saw a bigger picture, dog, and that's something people fail to see, like, you know, especially like, you know, like as far as having patience goes, like I'm a patient person, dog, you know, cause I've always saw a bigger picture, and I always knew that I'd make it, like this is gonna work, you know, and like from the day like I started socking fools up at the gym. I'm like, hey, like you know, it's like shit people don't see, dog. You know, that really like there's a ton of shit that people don't see that I go through.
Yeah.
That fucking fires me up, you know, which is like showing up to gyms and beating up their best fighter, dog. And I'm just like trip out, you know. And a lot of people don't expect that shit, you know. A lot of people, you know, doubt, dog, and doubted for years and shit, you know. But I could say one thing is like I tell the little homie all the time, like, yeah, dog, fucking fools are gonna doubt you all the time, dog, but never doubt yourself,
Real shit.
you know. And that's one thing I never did. I never doubted, even though fucking shit was all bad and nobody believed in me, but I believe in myself, dog, and that's what got me through,
Hell yeah.
you know.
Congratulations for that, homie.
Yup.
Shit, I want to ask you, circling back to your fight coming up. When is there a point coming in our culture? You know, there's a lot of people that hate, just period in life, on people that are successful, right? When does it get to a point where you're like, okay, this is not worth paying attention to online, and this is? Because I know for a fact, speaking on myself, just this last week, doing our movement with this community, trying to push positivity, you once in a while you get them hating ass, bitch ass motherfuckers that'll come in and say something, right? So I had some lame ass fool come in and say something, and he thinks just because he has a little bit of a name on Instagram, he thought that he could say some shit, right? So I said something back, knowing I could destroy and fuck this fool up, knowing I could just beat the shit out of him, knowing that I could outsell him, knowing that I could outperform him. On every level of a man to a human being to an artist, I got this fool beat, right? But I had to check myself, because I started texting him back, like saying some shit. Got in his DM, like, what's up, homie? Like, you got me fucked up type shit, right? So when is a level where you pull back and say, you know what, this shit ain't worth it? Because there was a moment where I figured out, right before I sent sin, I was like, you know what, this shit ain't even worth it. And then I was about to tap in with his homies from his hood, all that shit, you know, like we usually do. I was like, nah, I'm going to be the leader, and I'm going to really stand on what I'm trying to do, this positivity. That's the enemy trying to get me in a bad place, right? So what do you have to do to balance that? Because I mean, as a fighter, I'm pretty sure you get a lot of trash talk. You got a lot of people that doubt you, discredit you. Where does that separate?
Yeah, dog. I feel like in the fight game, the fight game is real. It's real fucking nasty, dog. You know, you could be on top of the world, dog. You could be fucking one of the top fighters in the world, dog. You take a loss, all of a sudden you're trash, dog. You know what I mean? Quick. And there's always little haters, dog.
They forget.
Haters. I never really went through it. Never really went to it till recently. I was supposed to fight fucking Kevin Holland. I ended up fighting fucking Li Jingliang. And you know, I won the fight, but a lot of people felt like he won the fight, trying to say that that they robbed this, this and that. You know, so then I really started to feel the hate. You know, and it's crazy, dog, because like what I do is on a worldwide. You know, it's on a worldwide scale. It's crazy. Like the UFC is fucking huge, dog. I didn't like, you know, the fans are all over the fucking place. The fans are real. You know, I never really understood until, like, you know, like some of the fans are like my biggest fucking motivation and shit. Like, yeah. They're like the fact they're like, yo, when's it, like, it's like probably for you, when's the next album dropping? They're like, when's the next fight?
For sure.
You know, they want more. You know, they want more, dog, and that shit gets me going, dog. I love that shit.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, that's a dope thing, Holmes. And to see how you're passionate and how you smile and it genuinely makes you happy, that's just dope, homie. To see you doing something that you love. Like, some people I think would be in a position like you and be like, okay, I fought my whole life and they just say, you know, I'm gonna hang this shit up. This shit's too much. You gotta invest in yourself. You gotta invest in nutrition. I gotta get up every day, like you said, put in this work. I gotta be a businessman. I gotta smile for the cameras. I mean, people don't understand how much fucking work it takes, not only to get to that point, but once you reach that point, now it's customer service time. Now it's being cool. Now it's I gotta smile for the cameras, right? Speak on that shit a little bit.
People don't even realize, homie. I want to fight on Wick, homie.
Wow. That's gangster.
For real, hey, you know.
That's hard.
Like, hey, I could say, fuck, dog. I'm sorry, my boy. You gotta repeat that one.
Nah, you're all good.
That one threw me off, but fuck, yeah, dog. I'm from the struggle, dog. You know, and like. Fuck, I completely forgot.
It's all love.
Yeah.
I said, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been smoking so much weed. You know, it's like this.
My bad, high, dog.
That's some heavy shit, man.
Hell yeah. Shout out to the homie Cheech. Nah, but yeah, we out here. So shit, if you had a crystal clear message that you could send right now, like no distractions. Let's get this shit straight to the point, straight to the bottom. Fuck any in between, fuck any media, fuck anything. What would you send a message directly to the dude that called you out?
Shit. Hey, homie. You went ahead and call me out on your little post, whatever, saying you're gonna fucking dump me or whatever the fuck you said, dog. Like, just make sure and do one thing. Keep this shit on the feet, homie. You say you're gonna sock me up, you can outstrike me, then no one can outstrike you. Keep in mind, homie, I got records in my name for strikes landed, homie. I held more strikes landed per minute in the UFC for, like, you know, my first 2 years in the UFC. This one wants to say he's gonna fucking sock me up, homie, dude. Bet you gonna go for a takedown. You know what I mean? Like, so all I could say is, like, you got the fight you wanted. Just fight the way you wanted it to be. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. And you said, where's this cat from?
This was from Ireland.
We're gonna teach him a little Southern Cali slang right now. We're gonna tell him like this, and tell him your homeboy, Mr. Criminal, said it. What's his name?
Ian Gary.
Ian Gary. The homie B-Rod is, I'm sorry, D-Rod. Now the weed's really starting to hit me, homie. All right. What was his name again? Because I got lost with his.
Shit, hey, you know what's funny, dog?
Yeah.
I didn't ever even know who the fuck this was until he called me out. Who the
Like that? So, okay, fuck his name, homie. We're going to say it like this. Hey, homeboy from Ireland. I'm going to say it like this. The homie is ready, and we're going to put it like this. We're going to teach you some Southern California slang, homie. You don't want no smoke with the homie. And when we pull it up, keep that smoke on your feet, homie. Don't drop to the floor because the homie want to see what these hands are about. Yep. Now, let me ask you another question. You said that you had two fights professional in boxing, right? What were some of the things, or should I say, what were your favorite things compared to MMA and boxing, and what do you like more? What do you favor in each sport? Which one do you like better? Not which one do you like better. That's not what I'm trying to ask. What do you like of each sport, and what's different? Because it's both fighting. Obviously, one goes to the ground, one not. But what do you like about which one over the other? That's what I'm trying to ask.
I could tell you what I don't like.
There you go.
I don't like the politics of boxing.
Okay.
You know, I went through it real quick because I was already kind of like had a name established in MMA going into boxing. Promoters see that, dog, and they want to like at the time they wanted to make an example, dog. Damn. You know what I mean? Yeah. They wanted to like make an example. So my first fight, the only reason why I fought in boxing was because I couldn't get an MMA fight. I had to like, because I was like when I first turned pro, I fucking got the first fool in an arm bar. So it took me forever to fucking get a fight because like, damn, this fool is knocking fools out as an amateur and now he's submitting fools. In the bottom, fools don't want to lose because like really like you have to like be careful with this shit and building your career. Me, I never gave a fuck. I was always been down to fight everybody. But that's what I like about MMA is that the UFC, they'll fucking make you fight the fucking top fighters. If you're number 1 and number 2, number 3, you're gonna fight that shit.
Yeah,
like,
no choice.
The boxing politics, that shit's fucking trash.
You could duck them.
That's trash.
You could duck them, right?
For as long as you want.
Damn, that's crazy.
And the prime example is the fucking Mayweather Pacquiao shit.
Yup.
You know, and that's like it's still going on to that day, to you know,
Yeah.
till this day, dog. Like, and I was surprised fucking Gervonta Davis is gonna fight fucking Ryan Garcia, you know, which a fight should have happened a long ass time ago. But I feel like the UFC, they make the best fighters fight the best fighters. Like I said, that I like that more about MMA than boxing.
Hell yeah, they keep it a little more thorough with that shit.
But I like to pay in boxing better.
There you
know
go.
what I mean?
That guarantee.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
These fools, they make way more, dog. They make way more money.
That's
It's
crazy.
crazy. Even the fucking Jake Paul side freak shows and shit
Yeah.
going on, those fools are fucking killing it,
caking
dog.
up,
And it's
huh?
crazy. Like, damn.
These independent fights.
Yeah.
I saw that they were just saying, our homie Snap Dogg, right?
Yeah,
Snap
yeah.
Dogg's gonna fight Blueface. You hear about that?
I saw that.
They said there's billboards
It's
in
official,
Detroit,
yeah.
and there's billboards in fucking in Vegas. That's one of the homies he pulled up right here. He's from Detroit. As soon as he landed from Detroit, he's like, I gotta come fuck with you. He came straight
That's
here with
right.
his little clique. Remember?
Yeah, I remember that.
And
Laid down
the
the
homie
track.
was like, yeah, I'm a boxer too. I'm a professional boxer, or amateur at the time, but he's trying to go pro. And now he's calling out Blueface. So we're gonna be supporting out there. Shit, we'll see what happens. West Coast versus the D. But hell yeah. So shit. At the end of the day, investing in yourself with working out, keeping yourself fit, eating. That's another thing I want to ask you. How much fucking intake of food do you eat daily? I mean, that seems like a lot, no?
Honestly, dog, I could do a better job
Yeah.
on fucking on my work, on my eating schedule.
Okay.
You know, cause I'm on the road all day, dog. Like I said, I take off, and it's really hard to like maintain that fucking the meal preps and fucking heating them up and all that shit when you're on the road all day. You know, I need to figure out a way to like, cause I eat a lot on the road, dog. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't eat the healthiest, dog. You know, I fucking eat on the road, eat when I'm hungry, you know. But when I get closer to the fight, I really lock it down, dog.
That's
you know,
what's up.
I fucking eat at home, you know, just fucking lean meats and vegetables, a little bit of the right carbs. But yeah, for me, dog, I could do better with that.
And you
know
hook
what I
up
mean?
all your own shit at home?
Yeah, dog. I cook
Yeah?
on my own and shit. Yeah,
That's dope as fuck.
yeah. Actually, I need to tap in with the UFC, hit them up, because when you have a fight, they'll fucking send you meals.
Yeah.
They got some shit called.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, they got some shit called Icon meals. I need to tap in with them. Actually, I'm gonna text them as soon as I'm done here.
Damn,
Be like,
look
yo,
there.
send me some meals. They come like the next day. Fucking yeah, they set you up. They even give you like a little schedule, what to eat when.
That's fucking super.
Damn, I'm slipping, dog. I'm sleeping on that shit.
Man, you gotta
I'm
take
sleeping
advantage
on
of that.
shit. Yeah.
You gotta super take advantage of that.
Just eat that shit and come out there looking lean and shit. You know, I've always been like showed up with a little fucking, you know, a little beer belly, a little
Yeah.
bit. You don't need abs to win a fight. I mean, come on, dog.
homie.
You need these hands.
You
dog,
throwing
know?
them hands.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Hell yeah. So you definitely hook up your own shit. What would you say is like your favorite meal that you hook yourself up with?
Shit.
What's a
I'll be-
treat after you work hard and shit?
Shit, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm fucking. For me, breakfast is a fucking cup of coffee and a joint full, and fucking get to work. And
Hey,
shit,
homie,
dog.
the more we talk, the more we relate. My wife is right here. She serves me coffee every single morning, and I'm right there with my bond going over my business shit. That's the way we start our day every
Coffee and a
single
joint,
day.
dog.
Who
You
would
know,
have
that's-
thought?
that's
D-Rod and Miss
breakfast.
Criminal so goddamn the same. Excuse me, Lord, but my mind is blown. Huh?
That's my breakfast, dog. You know?
It's crazy. It's crazy. Now, was there ever a person in the Southern California streets, or just in the halls of the system, or anywhere you've been, that you could say, damn, I wish I could go back and scrap that motherfucker. He got a little bit too much on me, or anything. Is there someone in the hood right now, like when he's drinking with the homies and his modelos on the weekends, or watching like, that's palabra, homie. I hit that. I knocked that fool out, homie. Come on, let's keep it real. I know I got one. Out of all the hundreds of fights I've been in, I fucking knocked fools out all over the counties, everywhere. I got fucked up by this white boy named Jeremy Blazer, homie. That fool got the title on me.
Yeah,
Did
yeah,
anybody
yeah.
got that on you or not?
There's one fool in the halls and shit. Some
Okay.
fool fucking Porky. I remember that
Porky.
fool. Yeah, some fool Porky. Some
Okay.
fucking big ass fucking Moreno and shit.
Is that
You know,
right?
Yeah. He was like fucking just a big ass fool, dog.
Yeah.
But at the time, I was like, I don't give a fucking shit. But I was like,
You're ready.
I was ready, dog. But I was like, damn, motherfucker.
We all have those.
Yeah.
We all have
So,
those.
boom, we had fucking got into a little fucking verbal altercation. I was like, what, fool? Fucking homie, what's up then? He's like, all right, you know?
Yeah.
Come shower time, this fool fucking comes in my fucking in my cell and shit. Fool, so we get the squad right there. He got me that time
Yeah.
and shit. Yeah, he's one of those ones I wish I could go back but I only lost because I was hesitant, dog. I was like fucking little scared, dog. You know what I mean? Like,
It was big.
yeah, big ass fool and
Big
shit,
ass
dog.
fool.
But
Yeah, I remember same thing with me. I remember there was a dude that actually had some problems within the streets. And I went to the halls, and this fool, you know, when they're like walking you through, it was actually my first time in the halls. And they're like walking you through, and you know, I keep it real. I mean, I was like 12 years old. I was hella nervous, maybe just about to turn 13. I'm walking through, you know, they give you your blanket and all that shit after the cold shower and your intake and you know how it goes. And we're going through, and then they're like, you know, the halls, everyone's like sitting on bench and shit.
Yep.
And they're like, hey, Harris, we got a new one. Show this fool what's up. And he stands up, this big ass tall fool, like as tall as me when I was like 12 years old. And it's that motherfucker we got into it. And I remember him very clearly, just he didn't have his bandana on his head. He had his shit like Aunt Jemima style in the streets, banged out with his homies. We got in the rumble with him, I remember. And that fool was just talking shit. We were going doing the whole tour, everything. Like, I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm just talking all this shit, you know? And that shit built up to like, I think it was the second or third day I was in there. And he was, like I said, he was like the favorite, like on the front, leading the workouts, all that shit with the staff. And they had him handing out the soap. And I was coming through and we're, you know, butt ass naked, homie. All these kids lined up, ready to shower. You know, they give you that fucking quick minute shower. Get the fuck out. And they're talking shit the whole time. Get the fuck out of here. Hurry the fuck up. Throw him the towel. You know how this shit is, all this pressure, right? So it's like that. And I remember I go to him. He's giving everybody the soap. And when I go like this, he's like, get your ass on. Like, get the fuck out of my face. You know? And I was like, hey, homie, give me my fucking soap. You know, you're not supposed to talk. That fool's like, hey, Harris, what the fuck's this kid saying? He's like, he's disrespecting. And I just fucking cracked him, homie. And I remember we started scrapping, butt naked, fucking huevos all over the fucking air, wet, everything. These fools are on top spraying, fucking pepper spray. And I remember that shit didn't even have effect on me because I was all wet and shit from the showers and shit. But yeah, that was one of my experiences, same thing. But I fucking could say, homie, I'm on that one. It wasn't Jerry Blazer. That motherfucker was big and I was giving it to him. I remember when we fell on the floor, I was like, I was a little fast motherfucker like Sonic, you know? So I was serving him fucking Harris, dog. I know you remember that shit, Harris. Hey, if you remember that real life story, tap in, homie. I want to put you on the show. Let's go. Yeah, but yeah, dog, that type of shit, we all relate to the same shit, man. That's crazy. Porky and Harris, those are the ones that we have that we relate. Shit, at the end of the day, 5 years, 10 years from now, like you said, we can't be in this game forever, right? I'm investing in podcasts, our future, my producer. We got albums cranking out like crazy from artists. What do you see in the future for yourself as far as investments with your time? If you when you become the champion of your division in the UFC,
Yeah.
what you gonna do with all that money, my boy?
shit, homie. As far as like my career goes, dog, I got a couple of little shits I want to do, dog. I want to do a couple of them. I want to do it. I want to do my business in the UFC, dog. Finish out my career in MMA and the UFC. Maybe a couple bare knuckle boxing fights after that.
Hell yeah.
You know, get paid, do some couple little dope ass, you know, little fights and little freak show fights and shit. You know, make cool little extra money and shit. But really, ultimately, dog, I'm trying to fucking run my own gym, fucking run my kids' fucking class, whatever and shit, you know, and start a family business, dog.
That's hard.
I feel like you know, me as a coach, I mean, I do got some coaching skills. I mean, I've been through a lot. Like now, I didn't really see it like that my first couple of years in the UFC, but now that I'm already like established, dog, like I had to ball out a little bit, dog. You know, I never had money, dog, you know? But now that I already got that shit out of my system, now that my house doesn't need any more fucking furniture, now that my cars are cool, and now everything from this point on is just all business moves, you know, as far as the money goes. You know, I already have like the big shit taken care of and shit, you know? So now it's like everything I do from here on out is kind of like what I want to do with business-wise and shit, you know?
That's dope.
So I'm still, you know, keeping an open mind and shit, but I think ultimately a gym is like it's like a must.
Yeah.
For me, you know, just to like capitalize on the name and the experience and you know, just create like, you know, maybe eventually have my kids running that shit, you know.
Hell yeah.
And just it's just like just have opportunity, you know
That's
what I mean,
dope.
and create the most opportunities possible, dog. You know.
Hell yeah. And be able to give back, like you said in the beginning. Like you say, you're still coming up. You're still coming up and climbing that ladder, and you already have the heart to give back. So I hear that circling back in this conversation. If you had a chance, I asked you earlier to talk to the youth, but if you had a personal message directly, and you could get on the line with a young version of yourself from when you were just 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, coming up, learning the world, looking around, trying to figure it out, what would you tell yourself? What would be the message you want to give yourself on the life journey that you got facing, that you ain't changing your destiny? Everything's gonna go exactly the way it's gonna go again. What would you tell yourself?
Shit, I would probably just tell myself is like, you know, keep your head up, little one. You know, things are gonna get better. Shit's only tough right now, but you know, it ain't always gonna be that way. And the shit you went through now is gonna make you a man when you're older. You know, and just, you know, never quit. You know, never quit, and just no matter what, no, things are gonna be better.
Hell yeah, that's a beautiful thing, homie. When I had T City over here the other day, he said that it's a different story. Like when you're in these gyms and you're coming up, like you said, in different places of your life, and you're scrapping people, and you start figuring out like, damn, I'm the shit in this place, like you said earlier, and I'm the shit in this spot. But he said something that stands out, and as you were speaking, I thought, I'm looking at a shark right now, right? Because he said, you don't know if you're a shark until you get in that water with another shark. Like I'm the shark in the small pond, but you don't know if you're a real shark until you get in that pond with another shark. I'm looking at a shark, homie, like a motherfucker, right? When did you realize that you're like, homie, this is me. Like I could just fucking do whatever I want with these two fists. Like when did you realize that you were a true shark in this motherfucking life?
I think my first fight in the UFC, dog. I think I had been through some like cool experiences in the fight game leading up to that, but I remember like my first like 20 seconds in the UFC. This fool like fucking kicked me. He landed like a hard ass kick. He dodged a couple punches, took me down, and I'm thinking in my head like, that was intense, dog. It's just really like this, like, oh shit, you know. And I remember just like, fight this motherfucker, dog. Like fight this fool, like even though he's like, cause they threw me in there. This fool had like 20 fights in the UFC, dog.
Damn.
You know, and I'm like on 2 weeks notice. I was driving home from the gym one day. My coach hits me up. He's like, "Hey, you want to fight this fool in 2 weeks?" I'm like, "In the UFC? Let's go, homie.
Hell yeah.
Let's go." So went out there and fucking. I thought I didn't know what to expect, dog. You know, it's the UFC. It's the highest level in the world. It's what we all like work towards, dog. You know what I mean? Like it's what I been
The
working.
dream come true.
It's what I have been working towards my whole fucking career, dog. And to go out there and fucking go through that and just like find it in myself to fucking like, nah, fuck that, homie. Like nah, fuck that shit, dog. You ain't gonna fucking go out like that. Like, you know, I had to like dig deep in myself, you know, because I thought like, oh, this food's gonna fuck me up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For a second there, dog. And I was just like, it hit me, dog. Nah, fuck that, homie. Like, you didn't come out here for this shit. You didn't come out here to get fucking whooped on.
Wow.
To fight this fool in his hometown. They're trying to find somebody like fucking, they're trying to feed him somebody. You're not that fucking person, dog. You're not a fucking just a body, dog. You're in the UFC for a reason. I'll show these motherfuckers why, dog.
Wow.
You know, so I went up there, fucking put it on that fool. You know, even though the first couple fucking minutes, it was like a mental fuck right there.
Yeah.
But I fucking found a way out of it, you know, and just fucking fought through it, dog, and fucking went out there and just fucking ended this fool, dog. You know, choked him out all sick. I don't even choke fools out like that, but I choked this fool out. You know?
Let me show these fools what I could do.
Yeah.
That's dope. Hell yeah. Shit, homie. I think to be able to fight from the ground level, from the counties to the juvenile halls, to make it to a level where people would doubt because of your age and coming in and getting signed a little bit later, like you said, and then having that, to be able to get to the level where you're landing records for your strikes and you're considered one of the top 20 in the world, I know that that's already a victory. That's already something, right? When would you say we all have the moment when we make it, right? When would you say was the moment? You ever seen the movie Selena?
Yeah.
You ever remember the moment where she's like really making it, and she's finally crossing over, and she's getting it, and she's in the mall with her sister, and they start hating? You remember when she's trying to buy something and they stop
yeah.
her? So I want to ask you, have you ever had that Selena moment?
Yeah, I heard this one time at the fucking Balenciaga store.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was like, dressed all hood, fool. I probably had some Pro Club shorts on and shit.
Yeah.
So it was like, you know, I probably had some Pro Club shorts on and a fucking shaka. Who knows, dog, you know?
Yeah.
And I had just like won my fight, fool. And I was like, all my wardrobe was still hood, fool. And I was like, barely going out of the shop, but I wanted to buy. I'm not that kind of person, fool. I don't really like wear like designer shit like that, dog. I wear fucking fly shit, dog.
Yeah.
You know, just like regular fly shit, fool. And I go in the Balenciaga store and I'm like, yo, can I see these? You know, because I have bought like a pair for me and my girl.
Yeah.
And they're looking at me like, why? You know, like, I'm like, don't, like, don't trip on me. Like, let me see those. And I'm like, all right, cool, I'll take them. And they're like, are you sure? Like, yeah, and I'll take that beanie and the scarf.
Hell yeah. That's right. Clown that fool.
Yeah.
Yeah, rank this shit up real quick,
Yeah.
right? And they were tripping out.
And they were like, when I was fucking gave them my card, they were like, oh, okay, whatever, we'll see.
Yeah.
You know, and then fucking, oh, shit went through. I was like, all right, cool.
That's
yeah.
right.
Like, yeah.
That's right. That 70K kicked in real quick, and you were like, I got this, right?
Dog, I'm telling you, that was a fucking life-changing moment, homie. Imagine.
Yeah.
Fuck, homie. Nothing, dog. I was fucking.
Not even popcorn.
I didn't have my own fucking pad. I didn't have nothing. I was like traveling. I fucking moved out of my base mom's crib, and I was in fucking New Mexico. I was all over the place, dog. You know, just fucking traveling, fighting and shit. You know, and it was just off of homies helping me out and shit. Homie, the homie Cowboy is like a major part of like my career, dog. And in the regards of like me being in a place where it was kind of like make or break. Either I'm gonna do this shit or not, dog. You know, because that shit kind of like discouraging when I went to the Contender Series and
you didn't get signed.
I didn't get signed. It was like, fuck, homie. Like, fuck.
That could have been the moment.
Like, god damn, dog. Like, now what? You know, like, that was it, you know? But then I had to be like, nah, I mean, that ain't it. So I made up the plan myself. I was like, all right, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna start collecting all these belts. So then they can't fucking ignore you. Right? So I was in my mind, the vision was like, all right, I'm gonna fight for this league right here, get this championship belt, fight for this league, get this championship belt, fight for this league, get this championship belt to where I'm like all belted up and the UFC can't ignore me, dog.
Hell yeah. So
that was the goal. That was the next step. So I had fought one fight and won a championship, and then the UFC, boom.
You created value within yourself.
Yeah, so
Hell
I get the call. Damn, went out there and handled business, dog.
You made it to the point where they couldn't ignore you.
Yup.
It's like if they didn't pick you up, they were fucking up. They weren't really on their shit.
Yeah.
That's strategical and that was smart as hell. That was hella smart. When it comes to the business side of shit, it's definitely a lot of people that are out here talented, but they don't have the hustle. They don't have the business mentality. And that tends to always hold really talented people back. Where would you say, because to make it to a level of UFC, you definitely have to have either the right people in your corner or you have to know what you're doing. You're not going to make it there making the wrong business decisions. What would you say, coming from your situation and your background, taught you those type of business moves and the type of stuff that would get you there?
I feel like now, compared to like when I first started, dog, I was just go. Luckily, dog, I had like a solid team. I got managers and shit. I got like fucking got teammates that kind of like had already like little been established and shit a little bit, so they had opportunities and shit. And now I see it now because now I'm the one creating all the fucking relationships and fucking all the PR shit, all the fucking getting to know people and shit. And I feel like that's gonna play a major part when I become a fucking coach. and I have fighters, and I have fools that I had already had my foot step over in the door and shit. That I could be like, hey, doors open over here for I got you, you know, and open opportunities for. So I don't know. I think ultimately, like, that's like a major business move in its own right there.
Straight up.
It's creating a team, dog, because like I wanna have a solid foundation for LA fucking fighters and shit. You know, I want it to be like, you know, some LA homies shit.
Yeah.
You know, like and be a solid ass team, kind of like the fucking Strength Cartel fools.
I was, you know, it's funny
You
you
know
say
what I
that, homie. Shout
But
out
like,
to Big Boy.
but like on some MMA shit.
Yeah, shout out
you
to
know?
Big Boy. The first time you were speaking on it, I didn't want to take away from your story, but I was gonna say that. That's on everything. You were reminding me of I was picturing, literally, I saw a photo shoot recently of them fools all penitentiaried out, and they were like, they had their Strength Cartel shit, like it looked like the CDC shit. And yeah, shout out to the homie Big Boy, man. I've been knowing the homie Big Boy for what, 5, 6, 7 years now.
Yeah, he's cool as
And
fuck.
Yeah,
He's good
yeah,
ass
yeah.
people.
He's good. People used to pull up on me in my video shoots when he was barely like, you know, coming up on social media and shit, pulling up on me in Lambos and shit. The dude's a real one, you know. So yeah, shout out to Strength Cartel, the homie Big Boy. We will be having him on an upcoming show, and that's how we do it. Yeah, man. So it's a beautiful thing to sit here and chop it up with you, see who you are, see what the struggle turned to victory. That's one thing that we're trying to highlight here. A lot of podcasts have different niches, I should say. A lot of people focus on drama within the community. People like to highlight beefs, disses, all this shit. We are on a mission to whoever we have sitting in that chair, highlight their impact on our culture and the community, and showcase their struggle to victory, because none of us come from just something being handed to us, you know what I'm saying? And if you had a chance to look at the youth and talk to the youth and say, you know, this culture that is now representing you, homie, look it, you carry the brunt pride just like I do on my stomach right here. You got it right there. And there's thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of homies out here that got the same shit that represent. So when you go out there, they're representing that flag with you, right? What would you tell them, homie, right now?
Shit, homie, just know, dog, I'm out here representing to the fullest, dog, and as far as like, you know, you guys can count on me to fucking, you know, be at my best, dog, and you know, represent the culture, represent Los Angeles and the UFC to the fullest, dog. You know, I go out there with the city on my back, dog. You know, so just know that shit, you know.
That's beautiful, Holmes. And hey, as a culture representative and one of the leaders in this motherfucker like you are, I'm gonna salute to you, homie, and I'm gonna take off my hat to you, and I'm gonna thank you, homie, for setting an example to the youth, to showing the next generation that they could be the next D-Rod if they put in hard work. They could overcome their struggles. They could make it. They could make it out of that East Lake. They could make it out of whatever struggles, any camps, anything that they tell you. Being from you know, Los Angeles, gang life background, whatever the case may be, it doesn't matter. If you got it in your heart and you put in hard work, you could make it. Shit, man.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that we should, you know, anybody tuning in and here's you know, heard us talking about, you know, trying to get into that East Lake juvenile system and go and speak and talk to these little fools and trying to help them out and you know, tap in with us and
Straight
shit,
up,
you know?
straight up. And I'm gonna be at the homie Abraham for sure, because he's gonna make sure that I have him help us as well, because I know he needs that as well. We could all help each other, and I'm a big believer in helping out Latino businesses and people that are trying to do something positive. And that's a homie from the soil. So we went on missions together, everything back in the day. I'm definitely going to go on this new mission in life and help him out. That's something I got a phone call the other day. I think it's important as leaders we do this. I got a phone call, and back in the days, I'm still, no matter what I am, no matter what part of my life, just like you still got your homies from your neighborhood that you grew up with, all that, right? So I got the phone call the other day, and he's like, yeah, fool, you seen what so-and-so is doing? Like, they got like 3 or 4 new recruits out there, and they're doing this, and they're writing on the walls, and everyone's strapped. I'm like, dog, I don't want to hear that. Like, the old me would have been like, oh, that's what's up. What's the little homie's names? I want to meet him, right? So you know what I told him? And this is how we're going to flip the game on the next generation. I told him, why don't you tell them to put their guns down and stop hitting up on the walls in the neighborhood and fucking it up, because they're going to get buffed anyways. And tell them I got a studio, and they could pull up, and I'm going to buy them the paint. I'm going to buy them the canvases, and they're going to paint some shit, and I'm gonna sell it for them. And we're gonna put it on our platform and sell it, and we're gonna get a little homie's money. That's what we're supposed to do as leaders, dog. We gotta change this shit. We don't want the next future D-Rod possibly derailing and being locked up because his big homies led him the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? I know that basically
A lot of people led me the wrong way. I'm pretty sure you've seen a lot of wrong influences. But with determination and strong-willed minds, we were able to change and shape our destiny. So that's an important thing to highlight, homie. Little homies, keep your head up. You will see D-Rod and Mr. Criminal very soon at the Juvenile Hall speaking to you guys and making a little bit of a change. And we hope that we bring some light to your lives, man. That's what it's all about. Before we get up out of here, I want to ask a series of 5 questions just so we can see where the mind's at. You know what I'm saying? Just so we can see where you're at with your mentality.
All right,
I ask everybody these same questions, and I'm going to go ahead and change the music because it's only right now. All right.
Trivia time.
We got the homie in the building, D-Rod, and we're going to go over Mr. Criminal's top picks. All right. So for the culture, if you had a chance, when you sat down earlier before we started recording, you mentioned 2 names in boxing. You said Chavez and De La Hoya. Now we're going to put you on the hot seat, big dog. If you had a chance to erase one from our culture for the rest of life, which one would you do?
Damn.
Everybody, hey, you ain't escaping the hot seat.
My boy.
You ain't escaping the hot seat.
Oh my God.
Or you could just pick a favorite. I'll make it nice.
Damn, homie. I'm gonna have to go with fucking damn, it's a hard one, my boy.
Yeah.
I think I'm a De La Hoya. I'm a De La Hoya guy, dog, you know?
Yeah.
I think he put on for the East LA, dog, you know?
Okay.
Obviously Chavez put on for Mexico, one of the
Straight
greatest,
up.
but I'm a De La Hoya guy. He put on for East LA.
Hey, that's the first answer in De La Hoya's favor. And everybody always says straight up Chavez without even thinking.
Like 5-1.
But I'm gonna give it to him. That was a good reason.
Yeah.
And that's a fucking solid ass reason.
That's a solid reason.
So I'm gonna say shit. Hey, props to you for that.
Fighting
Now-
out of East LA,
Hey,
dog.
shit, you gotta represent home team, right? And if it comes to number 2, Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat coming from a fighter himself.
Street Fighter, dog, all day.
Who's your favorite character?
Ryu.
Ryu?
100%.
Motherfucking, that's both of us, homie. We out here serving them with the Hadoukens.
Yeah.
All right. Wintertime or summertime in California?
Summertime all day, dog. It's
Summertime
hot
all
as
day.
fuck, but oh man, I don't like the cold. That raining shit, hell no.
It's too much?
I don't fuck with the rain. I'm
What-
a summertime all day, dog.
What's
Hot as fuck.
D-Rod's favorite place to chill in summertime?
Oh man, my favorite place to chill in summertime is always the beach, dog.
Hell yeah.
Always the beach, Venice Beach.
Venice Beach is my spot.
Actually, one of my favorite places to run is along the wet sand
Yeah.
from Venice Beach to Santa Monica and back.
Yeah,
It's like,
that's a beautiful ride right there.
yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, me and my family, we go. We have a spot as a family over there in Marina Del Rey, and we go out there sometimes. It's been busy the last few summers, but we be out there like every single day in the summertime, just on our scooters, just rocking around, fucking around, and saying what's cracking. Everybody, shout out to my homeboys from Venice. You know what it is. But yeah, that's what it is. And now the next question I'm gonna ask, critical.
What
I don't
up?
know if he's ready for this
Oh,
one.
man.
I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna ask him the obvious one. The obvious one. All right. I'm gonna keep it real, and I'm not even gonna lie. I'm too high, and I forgot what the fucking question was. It ain't
Fool,
that
I was
motherfucking obvious.
all excited.
all
I
excited.
was like, fuck, I started sweating a little bit.
All right,
dog.
nah.
All right,
So the
mean
last
that
question, and I'm gonna mean this, and no, you know, we don't have to answer if it's not good for business, and I could erase it. But if you can, boxing or the MMA.
I gotta fuck with MMA, dog.
There it is.
If I that's what led me to MMA, dog. Is there's more excitement. It's more exciting. There's more to it, dog.
Yeah.
Boxing, you can never take away the beautiful science of the sport, dog. It's
And
just
it
a lot
is.
to it. It's perfection. It's mastery.
Perfection.
But there's something about MMA for me, the brutality, dog. You know,
It is. It's a lot more aggressive.
Yeah, it's a
You don't
lot
have to
more
wait
aggressive.
and watch
There's-
hugging all
there's-
night.
Yeah, there's more to it, dog. And
Yeah.
and I never really was a fan of the fucking grappling shit, dog. You know, until I started doing it. I'm like, okay, yeah,
Hell yeah.
I understand why this is necessary, dog. You
Hell
know?
yeah. Hell yeah. Well, there it is there, homie. You guys heard it from the motherfucking future champion himself, D-Rod, and I'm very proud and pleased, homie. Critical.
Yes,
We had
sir.
another successful episode, my boy.
Always, man.
Shit, it's been a beautiful night. It's been a beautiful week. Shout out to all the subscribers all over the world. They've been tapping in. I want everybody to give the homie a follow. What's your Instagram, my G?
D-Rod UFC, dog. You find me there. That's my Instagram. That's my Twitter.
Hell yeah.
That's everything. It's
Hell
the
yeah.
brand, homie.
And I'm going to let you know, as the crime family and the whole community, we're going to be supporting. And we're going to be cheering for you the night that you knock this motherfucker out. Because we know that it's coming, homie. And that's the way it goes. We're going to give you your props right now as a future champion, and we're proud to have you right here, part of this movement and in the seat. Homie.
Hell yeah. Hey, thank you for having me, dog. Always
Straight
a fucking always a pleasure, dog. I've been a fan and fucking I'm always down to fucking support and represent the motherfucking culture, dog.
Hell yeah.
All day.
And you do. And we appreciate you, Beto. Hats off to you. Well, before we get up out of here, I want to make sure that, you know, I respect everybody's beliefs, but I always want to say a quick little prayer before we dip up out of here and wish everybody a great week. Father God, I come to you tonight to thank you for tonight's victory of a great podcast, another one. We've been having nonstop back-to-back legends in here, and I want to give a big shout-out to D-Rod for pulling up last-minute notice like a real one. And we want to give a shout-out to everybody out there subscribing, supporting both camps, everybody in the world. We want to make sure that everybody has a good, safe destiny this week. Shout out to everybody out there that keeps on supporting, keep on supporting our brother D-Rod. And shout out to La Familia de Criminales, and this is how we do it. Amen.
Amen.
Hell yeah, that's how we do it, man. We out. 2023, episode number what? What is this one, Critical?
6?
I think 6, 7, I don't know. Shout out to everybody that made our downloads. We're supposed to get 1,000 downloads, and I think it's like 90 days for to be eligible for monetization, and we did that shit in 4. So yeah, shout out to my buttons for not working too. Yeah, you know what? Me. Oh, there it goes. And shout out to the homie D-Rod for pulling up. And this is how we do. Hey, before we get up out of here.
The future UFC champ.
You better recognize, fool. And what is this brand that let's highlight this before you get up out of here? Tradecraft Farms.
Shout out to my sponsor, Tradecraft Farms.
Hell yeah.
That's all I was smoking on today. That's what had me on forgetting all the questions and shit.
Yeah, you know what? Tradecraft Farms, I'm going to give you guys a test, and then maybe I'll give you guys we'll do a, what do you call those? A review. A YouTube review. So send me a pack, my boy. Let's go. Hey, much love and respect to everybody. Shout out to D-Rod. Shout out to the UFC. Shout out to Crime Family Entertainment. Shout out to his baby girl, Street Visuals. I Am Critical. Big Temps on the motherfucking cruise still. And that's how we do it. Shout out to my mama. It's her birthday today at midnight. Let's go.
Happy birthday.
Shout out Mama G. We call her Mama Criminal. And that's how we do it. Much love. And we out. West. I'm going to give a shout out to our sponsors of the week. It is Illegal Image Clothing. You could check them out on Instagram, Illegal Image Clothing. And then we got our brother and the one that's putting it down, punching back in LA County and all over Southern California. His name is Attorney Rosenberg. You guys could check him out at Attorney Rosenberg. And then if you guys want to get some training, some fitness, some nutrition, get your mind right, get your body right, get right for summer, tap in with my boy JB Fitness. That's JB_Fitness on Instagram. And we also got the homies at Rap Kings. That's right, Rap Kings_LV. If you guys want to get your walls, businesses wrapped, vehicles, they do it all. So make sure you guys let them know that Mr. Criminal sent you. And last but not least, we got Tradecraft Farms. That's right, the homie Daniel Rodriguez of the UFC pulled up this week and tapped in with a bag of that Tradecraft, and we've been in touch. So I want to give a shout out to all our sponsors. Make sure you guys give them a follow. Make sure you guys show some love and support.